channel and welcome back to another episode of Tales of Motherhood with Ngozi. So today I'm going to be telling another story from my childhood. Okay, you already know what today's topic is, so I'll just get straight into the story. So like you already know, my parents, their first 4 kids were girls, but the 5th and the last one were boys. Now here is the fun fact. The first child was a girl and she's fair. Second child, girl, dark. Third child, girl, fair. Fourth child, girl, dark. Fifth child, boy, fair. Sixth child, boy, dark. So it was as if there was, like, I don't know, when we were younger, we used to say that God shared us into groups. My mother is fair in complexion, my father is dark in complexion. Anyway, sibling rivalry is something that happens in every home where there are kids. If you have more than one child, there's bound to be sibling rivalry because we're human beings and we disagree. We quarreled a lot when we were growing up. We quarreled a lot, and I think that looking back now, I think that the environment had a part to play in it. I think the environment had a part to play in it. We grew up in Benin, and in our area where we lived, the people that were living in that area were very vocal and they were very, very physical. They were very vocal and they were very physical. And that kind of rubbed off on us, the kids. Trust me, we never got it from my parents. All my years growing up, there was not one day that we witnessed my parents getting physical, as in to fight. Never. But it happened every time in Benin, in other families. So it was like something normal in Benin. It was like something normal. And given that my elder sister and I attended public schools, but my immediate younger and her immediate younger attended private schools. When we were much younger, and whenever there was a fight among the children, it was always because of my elder sister and I. Whenever there was a fight, it was always because of my elder sister and I. And whenever this happened, it was do I call it separation? The division, thank you. The division was automatic. Whenever my elder sister and I had a misunderstanding, it always ended up in a fight. And whenever this happened, the division was automatic. The fair people will side her because she was fair. And the dark ones will be on my side. The fair ones will be on her side. Now, when we were growing up, I was very vocal, especially when I was upset. I was very, very vocal. I'm still vocal now, but I've kind of grown up, and as we grow up, we tend to drop some certain behavior. I'm still vocal now, but not as vocal as I was when I was much younger. When I was young, I was really I remember we had a neighbor that used to call me Iloke. As in, I can talk. When I'm upset, I get very, very vocal. And not just that I get vocal, I get loud when I'm talking. Now, my elder sister, on the other hand, was not on the vocal side. She was more physical. So whenever we had a disagreement, I will end up talking. And whenever I'm upset and I talk very fast. And not that I talk very fast, I talk very loud as well. And my elder sister, like I said before, she's very physical. And she doesn't have the patience for that. But whenever there was a disagreement, trust me, my elder sister started it first. My elder sister was very irritating. Like, she can annoy you. And whenever she does one of those things she does, I get upset immediately. And my only outlet, because she was my elder sister and I couldn't, hit her, my only outlet was to get vocal and then I start talking. And when I talk, I get loud and I get insulted sometimes. But that was my only outlet because I couldn't physically hit her. Okay? And because she didn't have patience for that, the next thing she would do is to slap me. There was one time she slapped me. She did one of those things she usually does that annoyed me, and I started talking. Before she could finish her first sentence, I was in my 10th sentence, and before I knew what was happening, she gave me a dirty slap across the face. When I mean dirty slap, as in she slapped me and the slap went across my face, through my eyes, my nose, and the moment her hand hit my face, I closed my eyes and I saw shooting stars. Very beautiful, colorful stars. That was the day I knew that when someone slapped you, you could actually see shooting stars. So whenever we have a fight and she irritates me, I start to talk, and when I start to talk, I get very loud. And you know when you're upset and you're talking, you start to use some insulting words. Is that the word I should? Yes, like maybe like idiot, all those things. You start to talk, and she doesn't have the patience for that. So whenever I start doing that, the next thing she does is she hits me, and then I hit her back, and then we both start fighting. And when we start fighting, the division is like automatic. The fair people will side the elder sister, and the dark people will side me. And whenever my mom comes back, she doesn't ask who looked for trouble. She will not ask who looked for trouble. The person she will punish is me. My mom was a teacher then, and she knew how to flog. Like, she can beat you. My mom can beat you. She can beat you. So whenever she was out and something like that happened, when she comes back, I am the one that gets the beating. I end up getting the beating. Because I was very, very vocal, it made it seem like I was the troublemaker. Because I was very, very vocal, it made it seem like I was trying to overshadow my elder sister. Because I was very, very vocal, it made it seem like I was disrespectful. But, and on each occasion, my mom will hardly ask what happened, who looked for trouble. Because I'm always the one that is talking and shouting and insulting, I get the punishment. And when I was growing up, there were days I felt like she was very, very unfair to me, because she never punished the person that always starts it first. She ends up punishing me because I was the vocal and the loud and insulting one. So it was as if I was the troublemaker. I'm a mom right now, and I have 3 kids. My first daughter is 13 plus, she's going to 14. My second daughter is 11 plus, going to 12. They have just 2 years apart, and they are very close. My daughters are very, very close, like 5 and 6. Anywhere you see the other person, you will see the other person. They are very, very close. And there are times when they have their days, and they have a disagreement, and they start to fight. But their fighting never gets physical. At least I saw to it that whenever they have a disagreement, they don't get physical with each other, which was not the case when I was growing up. When I was growing up, we can fight. Like I said, in the land where I grew up, the people were quite physical with each other. So that kind of rubbed off on us, the kids. And given that we attended public schools, I know how many times I fought in school. My mother was a teacher, but I was fighting. So I saw to it that my kids never got physical whenever they had a disagreement. Now here is another thing. My daughter, my first daughter, she's more on the quiet side. And my second daughter took after me. She's very, very vocal, especially when she's upset. She's very, very vocal. And when she gets vocal, she tends to get very, very loud. And each time I see her exhibiting that character, it's like a mirror. I see myself. And I do not want that at all. I do not want that at all. So anytime she starts doing that, the very first thing I say, I don't even ask what is the problem. The very first thing I do is I try to shut her up first. If you're a stranger looking from outside, you would think that she's very disrespectful. You would think that she's being insubordinate. But the truth is, she's not a crazy person. There's a reason why there's a reason why she's upset and reacting that way. The next thing I ask is, what happened? She tells me her own side of the story. Her elder sister tells me her own side of the story. And eventually, most of the time, you find out that it is the elder sister that is on the wrong. My mother never took that route with us. Because I was very loud and very vocal, and always, when I get upset, I start to talk and talk and talk and talk. It made it seem like I was the troublemaker. Now, looking back at my experience, I have learned to do things differently. Like I said before, my daughters quarrel. But when they do, the amazing thing with the both of them is when they quarrel and they have their disagreement and fights, they go their separate ways. But after 15 minutes, they are talking and laughing again. And then you see me, I start complaining. I think people have started again. Before you know it now, you start fighting. I'm so grateful that because of my experience, I was able to find a better way to settle quarrels and fights between the both of them. Every experience we have somewhere along in life is always an opportunity to learn. Whether it was a negative experience, whether it was a positive experience, it's always an opportunity to learn something new. I'm very grateful for that experience, although when I was growing up, I didn't think it was fair at all. But knowing what I know now, I'm grateful for that experience, because if I hadn't had that experience, I'll probably be doing the exact same thing my mother did then. I'll probably be doing it now. I'll probably be settling fights among them the same way my mother did. But because of my experience, I'm able to see things differently, and I'm able to find a better way to settle quarrels among my daughters. Do you have kids? How many kids do you have? Whenever there's a quarrel among them, how do you settle fights among them? I'd like to know in the comment section. If you've watched up to this point, thank you so much for watching. I am so glad you stayed up till this time. And if you are new here, my name is Ngozi Kelly. I'm a Nigerian living in Lome, Togo. I create content around lifestyle, around my faith, around motherhood, around homemaking. So please do consider subscribing and becoming a member of this family. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, okay? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Share your experience with me. How do you settle quarrels among your kids? Give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, I'll see you soon in my next one. And thank you so much to my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate you guys, okay? I'll see you soon in my next one. Bye.